Bonjour, Kinamage and Erlen Adijnikas, and welcome to today's reading lesson. Today's topic, determining the theme, day one. Let's begin by visiting the dictionary available via Google, where we Googled the word theme. The subject of a talk, a piece of writing, a person's thoughts, a topic. The theme of the sermon was reverence, an idea that recurs and pervades a work of art or literature. Love and honor are pivotal themes of the Hornblower books. Or, and that's probably the best one here. So that's what we're going to be looking for today. Now, a theme is different than a summary. A summary is the main points. It's a short statement. Read each passage below and identify whether it is a summary or part of a story with a theme. So let's go through each one. Again, there is no written piece. You should write these in on the paper copy, as there's the written piece that's not there is the digital copy using Google Classroom, but I opted in this lesson to keep it something closer to you so you could look back at it on it easily when we do day two in our next session. Number one, Kevin was walking home from school when he saw a little girl getting picked on by one of Kevin's classmates. He felt sorry for her, but he did not stop to help her. A few weeks later, the same classmate began picking on Kevin. Do you think that is part of a story with a theme, or do you think it's a summary? Seems to have quite a few details, which would be not necessarily always the main points of a story. I'm going to go with theme, and that theme being, help others or speak up for others before someone has to speak up for you. So I would write theme. Number two, the white horse gleamed in the sunlight. No one could believe it was the same horse that had wandered into the stable with a matted mane and tail and covered in mud. Only Fran had looked at that poor creature and seen what it had the potential to become. This one, you can see the theme that, don't judge a book by its cover, or everything has potential. So it's definitely a theme. It's not telling the whole story or in key details, but it is kind of giving you a lesson. And quite often the themes are going to have that lesson. It's a message. Number three, Maggie made cookies with her mother. First, they measured the ingredients, then they mixed them together. Finally, they scooped balls of dough out of the bowl and put them on the cookie sheet to bake. I don't see a message here. I do see a story and a quick retelling of a story. So this is a summary. Number four, Lewis ran harder than he had ever had in his life. His ankles and knees hurt. He felt as if his legs would collapse underneath of him. His breath heaved in his chest. But still, he pushed himself and kept running. Honestly, right now, I can feel what he's feeling. I'm leaning towards theme, but I need to keep reading. All the other racers had long ago passed him by. He couldn't possibly win, but he was determined to cross the finish line. Maybe the other racers had come hoping to win, but Lewis was only hoping to finish. His race was only against himself. Yeah, I'm going to continue with my answer of theme. And while it does tell a story, you get a message in here. And it's very clear, of trying your hardest and finishing what you started. So theme again. All right, number five. It was hard work setting up the camp. The boys had trouble with the tent. Then one of the tent poles snapped. A swarm of mosquitoes came through and everyone got bitten. Then a bear lumbered through the camp and began to eat their trash. Well, one, it sounds like a bad day. But two, there's no message here, um, other than maybe having backup tent poles and not sleeping or the Muckwa are going to come and eat your garbage and scare you. But it does retell a story. So this one's a summary. Our second piece today, from keyword to theme. All right. A good step towards understanding theme is to identify a key word or concept that a story deals with. For example, a story might be about courage, friendship, or bravery, but a theme cannot be expressed in a single word. The subject or key word of a story might be friendship, but the theme is something particular about friendship that can be expressed in a complete sentence. Read the passage below. For each one, circle the key word that best describes what the passage is about. Then think about the passage and write a sentence that includes the key word and which expresses its theme. Remember, theme is bigger than just the story itself. It is a lesson or message that is applicable to the real world. First one, Kim's diet was terrible. All she ate was chips and sweets and jelly sandwiches on white bread. She was overweight and she was always tired. When her doctor told her that she felt bad because of what she was eating, Kim was amazed. She didn't realize that she had so much power to make herself feel better. Kim stopped eating junk food and started eating fruits and vegetables. In a few weeks, she felt like a new person. Now, do you think this theme is courage, responsibility, or health? You could make an argument for courage. She has to be courageous enough to try that change. You can make an argument that has to do with health. But I think the best one is responsibility. She learns that she's responsible for her own choices and the consequences, positive or negative, that come with it. So my sentence it would be something along the lines of, here, let's get an annotation because you're going to want to write this down, even though yours might be different. In fact, you go ahead and write a sentence, pause your video, write the sentence, and then unpause the video and we'll see what I wrote. Go ahead and pause the video now. Welcome back. Probably not the world's best sentence, but Kim took the responsibility to eat healthy. How does that compare to the answer that you had? It doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but if it uses responsibility, all right, let me go ahead and clear it. Second one, again, we'll read it, we'll talk about it, and then you'll write a sentence, compare it to what I did. Dan was really looking forward to eating some cake. Me too, Dan. But when his mother sliced the cake, she made the pieces very small. Why is my piece so small? Dan asked, dismayed. Because there are a lot of people here, his mother told him. We have to make sure that we have enough cake for everybody. His mother continued to cut and serve the cake, and soon there was no more cake left. Disappointed that we'd not be able to have seconds, Dan went off to sit and eat his tiny piece of cake. There was a small girl sitting at his table. She looked longingly at Dan's cake. I did not get any cake, she said. By the time I got up there, all the cake was gone. Here, Dan said, handing the girl a fork. I will share my cake with you. The little girl's face lit up, and suddenly Dan felt better. What's the theme? Is this whole story about being disappointed? No. Felt better at the end. How about hunger? No. Generosity, giving to others. Definitely. So go ahead and create your sentence, pause the video, and then unpause to see what I do. I pause the video now. Welcome back. Being generous can make you feel better. You're like, but Mr. Ireland, the word was generosity. Generally, I'm pretty certain on themes you can use words that are similar. Still comes from the same idea. right, let me go ahead and clear it. One more here. Number 3, it was Rebecca's turn to cook dinner. Rebecca did not like to cook, so on her night, she usually heated up a few cans of chili or cooked a frozen pizza. This pizza is no good, her brother Frank said. It tastes like cardboard. The cheese tastes like rubber. Rebecca thought that Frank's complaint was petty, especially since he ate everything on his plate. I'm going to make a pizza every time it is my turn to cook, Rebecca said, since I know you will all eat it, since you will eat it. Is that duplicity, fairness, or effort? How many of you right now are like, Mr. I have no idea what the word duplicity means? Here's what you can do. You can Google it. The word duplicity, deceitfulness, double dealing, two-facedness. Fairness is probably the right one to choose on this one. But what about fairness? Go ahead, pause the video. Tell me your sentence. Can I pause video now? Welcome back. Let's get my sentence. I argue it's fairness. You could make a discussion about duplicity, but in fairness, Rebecca should show more effort. We all know as kids, we've been asked to eat things that we didn't like. We wanted to get off the table, away from the table eventually. Compare your answer to mine, and I'll go ahead and clear it. Number 4, Wendy enjoyed spending time with her grandmother. Grandmother told her stories about what the world was like when she was a little girl, a very long time ago. Wendy also liked her grandmother's caramel cake and blackberry cobbler. There was only one problem. Wendy's grandmother always made casseroles for dinner. Wendy didn't want to hurt her grandmother's feelings, but she hated casseroles. She couldn't help hesitating before taking a bite. But she did take a bite because she loved the way her grandmother's eyes lit up when she saw Wendy eating her home-cooked food. When Wendy's grandmother smiled, suddenly casserole didn't taste so bad. This loyalty, love, or duplicity? I agree with the idea that was love. Write a sentence involving Wendy and love. You may pause the video now. Welcome back. Let's see how your sentence. Love sometimes requires you to do things you don't always want to do if it makes someone happy. Now, obviously, this is within reason here. How does your answer compare to mine? Let me go ahead and clear it. And final one here. Ryan's mother was trying to learn to cook. She was not very good at it, though. One night she burned the casserole. Another night she scalded the soup. Ryan and his father did their best to eat what she put in front of them, though. She will get better, Ryan's father told Ryan. We have to encourage her so she will not give up. One afternoon, Ryan's mother put too much baking soda in the cookies, and they were so bitter that Ryan had to spit a bite of cookie out into his napkin when his mother wasn't looking. I am sorry that I am not a good cook, his mother told him. That is okay, Ryan said. The important thing is that you keep working on it, and then you will get better. What's the key here? You could make an argument for honesty, but the best answer is perseverance. Go ahead and give it with a sentence, and then we'll see you on the other side. Pause the video now. And my sentence, welcome back. If you persevere, you will get better. Just keep working on those multiplication tables or reading homework. You will get better. All right, we have reached the conclusion of this lesson. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at mireland@sagchipschool.net. There is no assignment today, but keep these available to you, and we do part 2. Have a minute, Gijigad, Minwa, Pamapi.